Today in this video, we will learn how we can start developing a project in Python. Our project in Python can be developed on various platforms. We can use text files, we can use binary files, we can also use CSV files. CSV files are comma separated value files, and we can also have connectivity with the MySQL. There are many other ways also of connecting our data with our code. Basically, we can say that the code can be divided into two parts whenever we develop a software. One is a front end. Front end is the code written in any programming language which controls everything, including the interaction of the user as well as the data hidden at the background. While the backend is the data which is stored in some file. So reading, writing onto the file, searching the data, deleting the records or updating the records, all this is done at the back end. And the front end is the code which controls the data, which helps us in fetching out the data. So I will be covering all the topics one by one. Through this series of videos, I will be covering file handling in Python using comma separated value files. So let us begin. Uh, Let me zoom it out. Okay. First of all, let us understand that I have begun my code with the help of a module. This is a system, a CLS. CLS is basically a command which is used for clearing the screen, and it is a command which is working on the external shell or external source where my code is going to run. This CLS command does not work in the Python shell. So that means if I'm going to run my code within the shell, this command is actually ineffective. In any project, we use a clearing screen command to clear the buffer, whatever is written on the screen. Let us suppose the user changes his choice and goes to some other screen. For that, I need to clear the screen, whatever content is written first. As I have already told you in my previous videos that we can change the execution of our code according to our choice. Go to configuration per file, and we have an option over here where you can see that user can run the code either in the console or in the dedicated console or some external terminal. So I will be using this external system terminal so that my this CLS command becomes effective. If I'm by default using this Python console or my spider console, my this command will not work. Okay, so that's a basic setting. After that, because I'm using this function which is predefined, I have to import this library OS, and with the help of this OS I will be using this command. Next, whenever we develop any software, there are five major actions which I need to do in a software. The first one is I should be able to add a record. The second one, I should be able to display, or I should be able to go through all the records, whether it is for the displaying purpose or it is for some report generation purpose. So that is known as traversal. The third one is searching a particular record that will be on the basis of some value for which I'm going to search a record in my data. The next one is delete. I want to delete a particular record, and then I should be able to modify a particular record. So these five are just the very basic of any project which you are going to develop either in CSV or in text files or in binary files or maybe using your MySQL connectivity. So anyhow, the obviously the connection commands will change if depending upon what kind of connectivity I'm doing. After defining all these basic five functions which I told you, add, traverse, search, delete, and modify, my project or my application software must be including some more functions also, which will help in generating the reports based upon the project or application software which you are developing. It may be in the sort of or in the form of graph, a line graph or a bar graph, showing some analysis of the data. It may be some calculation based reports, for example, the monthly sales of a company. It may be some record for a stock or a reordering level depending upon the stock in a warehouse, or any other report based upon the data, basically data analysis, which is stored in our backend. So we will be talking about these additional functions later on, depending upon the project. But here, these five functions are the basic which are needed for controlling any backend. Now, besides that, you can see that I have defined two more functions over here. One is the admin, and the another one is the user. My application software may be having various features, but I want a restricted access to one person and another restricted access to another person. I do not want each and every person to use the all applications within the software provided. So for that, I may create a different login accounts. Just for an example, I have created two accounts over here. One is the admin and one is the user, and which can be controlled with the help of the passwords. We can have the choice from the user whether you want to log in as an admin or as a user, and the password authenticity can be added to it. How we can add a password? For that, I've already uploaded a video which you can watch, and the information of that video is shown below. Now, coming on to these two login accounts, what is the purpose? Let us suppose admin, you want to give the 100% control. So whatever functions are given here, for example, add, delete, modify, update, or search, or traverse, all these operations on the data should be allowed to the administrator. But the user should not be allowed to delete the data. The user should not be allowed to modify the data. The user should not be allowed to make changes into the data. But yes, the user can see the data. The user can may be able to generate the reports, or the user may also be given the permission to add on more records if admin desires so. So depending upon the requirement of the software, we will give access to all these functions, or basically we will say that we will make a call to these functions within these login accounts. Now, even before starting with that, we have created we have just made an empty structure of all the functions we need. But now I want to connect all of them together with the help of a beginning function. My main function, or we can say my driver function, with the help of which my program will start. So for that, I have created another function over here, that is main menu function. This the name is given by me, and I have created a loop over here, while loop over here, so that the user chooses and goes back, and it's asked again whether you want to continue or you want to terminate the program. So according to the choice given by the user, the whether if the loop will continue till the choice entered by the user is yes. Whether, yes as y, either in small or in capital letters, which is being tested over here. So every time the user says yes, I want to continue, it will clear the screen and it will print these messages on the screen. The first main menu is giving me only three options over here. One is logging in as an administrator, second is logging in as a user, and third is you want to terminate the application software. So depending upon one of these three choices, I will make a function call. If choice is one, I will call the admin. Now here is the point where I can add my password validation over here. So if you want the user to access the admin account only when the valid password is entered, so that password code will be written here. Similarly, for the user, if the choice entered is user and you have a password for a user also, that password code can be added over here. And third one is obviously for exiting or terminating the program. So this is a simple command exit which will help in terminating the program. Otherwise, it will display a simple message that the choice you have entered is neither 1, 2, or 3, some invalid choice. So it will just ignore. And after that, it will ask you to continue yes or no. So once the definition is over, you can see that I have written this command over here, main menu, because now my code execution will start from here. You can see that this command is out of the indentation of this block. That means till now, I have defined only the functions. Basically, my code execution is starting here from line number 62. So when I will run my program, this command will execute, and after that the control will go to this line number 41, and depending upon the choice, whether the choice entered is 1, 2 or 3, my related functions will be called. So let us run and execute this simple program. Let us suppose I logged in as administrator. I said 1. So it is because I have not written any code in the admin account, but it is simply saying welcome to login account. And let us suppose it says yes, I want to continue. And now I press 3. I'm terminating the program. This is the message I've already written in my program, and my program will terminate, and my control will come back to my program shell. So now this is all for this video. In the next video, we'll learn step by step how we can define all the modules for CSV file handling in Python. Thank you.